I'm sure you've heard by now, from some YouTube channel or some influencer, that there's no money in music anymore. We're seeing record labels like Warner Music Group having their fourth round of job cuts in roughly 18 months, artists canceling shows left and right, and podcasters talking about how it's nearly impossible for artists to make a living off music alone in the modern day. How did we get here? There used to be so much money in the music industry that artists like Michael Jackson were literally bringing in billions of dollars of revenue for their record label. Musicians flaunt their wealth and status so much that the general public might believe the music industry is extremely lucrative and a viable career path. Some artists still have the pipe dream of getting paid solely off their art and believe that if it is good enough, it will make it through. And honestly, this should be the case. You can even make an argument that at one point in time, it was. So what happened? And can you still make money from your music? Let's find out. As we've covered in our previous video, the relationship between consumers and the music they would listen to was traditionally one of ownership, as in people would need to purchase a physical medium of music, such as vinyl, CD, or a cassette, in order to listen to their favorite songs. As technology continued to evolve, these formats became slightly archaic and outdated, and consumers were starting to prefer having the ability to store a larger amount of music on a smaller device, such as an iPod or an iPhone. Consumers could easily download a digital file of their favorite song instead of having to purchase the record and only be able to listen to it when in the presence of their record player. The convenience factor of digital music also led to some drawbacks, such as piracy. With applications such as LimeWire, people were now downloading and listening to their favorite music for free, which means the creator of the song was not being compensated for their work, even though they were bringing enjoyment to a consumer. This problem in the music industry gave rise to streaming platforms such as Spotify, which actually changed the model of consumers owning their music to them renting it. Now the question became, how can artists still get paid if consumers don't have to pay them anymore? Keep in mind that the monthly fee is being paid to the streaming platform, not the individual artist. To encourage artists to distribute music through their platforms, in turn encouraging more customers to sign up and listen to their favorite artists, streaming platforms started offering a pay-per-stream model, which has been controversial to say the least. This leads us to the first method of making money from your music, streaming. Now I'm sure we've all seen the memes of artists getting thousands of streams and barely making enough money back to buy a cheeseburger. The truth is, having streaming as your main income source is extremely risky, and essentially you are at the mercy of the streaming platforms. If they decide to withhold your payouts for some reason or the other, or even decrease their pay-per-stream rate, this could put a lot of artists in financial jeopardy. For example, Spotify currently pays artists between 0.3 cents and 0.5 cents per stream. That means it takes around 1,000 streams to earn about $4, 100,000 streams to make $400, and 1 million streams to bring in about $4,000. This amount can be even less if there are multiple collaborators on the song, or if any label management personnel get a cut as well. Many artists, like Neil Young and Willie Nelson, have protested these low payouts, pulling their music from Spotify altogether. Streaming royalties can be collected through your distributor and are definitely essential, but far from a sustainable solo revenue stream for most artists. Merchandise, or merch, is one of the most profitable revenue streams for musicians today. There are countless reasons why merch is crucial for artists. The first is cultivating brand awareness and identity. Once you decide to make a career in music, you have to realize that you're not just an artist, you're a business. Businesses attract customers through strong branding. As a musician, your brand could come from your album art, your message, or the culture your fans represent. Selling merch also allows you to reignite your music promotion efforts. If you drop an album in the fall, why not release seasonal merch, like hoodies or sweaters? Merch can also create a deeper connection with your fans. At the end of the day, the people who love and support your art want to continue to do so in every way they can. Plus, if you're performing live, die-hard fans will love leaving with something tangible to remember the night. If you're an artist looking for an extra source of income from your music, then selling your own merch is a surefire way to go. Another solid way to make money from your music is through live performances. Performing live shows remains one of the most direct and profitable revenue streams for musicians, especially independent artists. Whether it's local venues, festivals, or even virtual shows, live performances allow you to build a direct connection with your audience. Plus, they give you the opportunity to sell merch on site, which adds to your income for the night. Smaller shows can help you build your fan base, while larger gigs or opening for more established acts can get you exposure to new audiences. The revenue potential doesn't stop at ticket sales either. Some venues offer guarantees, which is a minimum amount of money the artist will earn for performing that night, while others might offer a percentage of the door sales. One of the most important things to consider is networking with local venues and promoters who align with your style and audience. Reaching out early, negotiating performance fees, and understanding the terms of any agreements in place can help ensure you get the best deal possible. And don't forget that live streaming performances on platforms such as YouTube or Twitch can also generate income through fan donations, tips, or exclusive paid access. Next, we have publishing royalties, which are often overlooked by new artists, but are a vital source of income. Anytime your music is played in public, whether it's on the radio, TV, a film, or even a cover by another artist, you're entitled to performance royalties. Additionally, when your music is reproduced in any form, including through streams, you earn mechanical royalties that are separate from the streaming royalties paid out by distributors. To ensure you collect these royalties, it's crucial to register your songs with a performing rights organization, or PRO, like BMI or ASCAP, and potentially work with a publishing administrator like Songtrust to handle international royalties. Publishing is a beast in its own, and we will definitely go more in depth in a future video. It can become a reliable passive income stream, particularly if your music gets picked up for sync placements, public playlists, or other media uses. Understanding how to leverage publishing can help turn one-time work into ongoing revenue. The last method we'll discuss is slightly less accessible, but can be highly lucrative and possibly have you living off your music for the rest of your life. Sync licensing is one of the most underrated ways an artist can get paid in the modern day. Sync refers to the process of companies licensing your music to be paired with media such as the next Call of Duty game or Mission Impossible movie. News companies such as CNN could pay you to use your song as well. Sync placements can range anywhere from $500 to over $50,000, depending on the project's budget and visibility. However, the truth is that it can often be challenging to get into sync. Artists often need to pitch their music for years to build momentum in sync, but once the right deal hits, it can pay dividends for years to come, especially if the show, movie, or franchise grows in popularity. To be successful, a lot of it comes down to having the right pitch with the right music for the right scenes. You may need to have multiple versions of your song, such as sped up or slowed down, or maybe no vocals in certain sections. And the tracks need to be clean, so clean that grandma could show your songs to her friends down at the nursing home. You may need to consider registering with a reputable music library, like SongTrader or Disco, where companies regularly search for music. If done well, sync licensing can allow you to make a living off your music without ever needing to chase the spotlight. Making enough money to live off your music can be one of the most challenging yet rewarding journeys you'll embark on. With persistence, smart planning, and relentless execution, it can definitely be done. You're just gonna have to lock in. You're an artist. You have one of the most romantic jobs on the planet, in the sense that your job is to make people feel something. And you deserve to be paid for that. So fight for your art, fight for your right to be heard, and fight for your paycheck. Because at the end of the day, the person who's going to look out for you the most is you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more knowledge on how to make it in the music industry.